In 2019, my friend Eddie and I built a large haunt in his backyard. We had over 20 actors, and it was probably the biggest haunt we've done to this point. In this episode, we're going to do a walkthrough of that haunt, all daytime footage. I'm sorry, I don't really have much in the way of nighttime footage, but if you stay till the end, I'm going to talk about and show you kind of how we built 4 of the largest props in that set. So stay tuned. This is Todd and Eddie's Haunt, 2019. And this is a quick walkthrough. This is a daytime walkthrough, so it has no actors, but you'll get an idea of what the layout is. Here we go. So we start out right next to his garage. I'm going to just wide angle it for a second. We come in this little side pallet thing. We have a wreath up there. We're missing that, but it'll be there by tonight. Come down this hallway. This window will have a phantasm in it as people walk by. And then we'll come down here. This little spider down here, there's a spider area. Okay, I need to interrupt for just a quick second. One thing I wanted to point out is that you do not need a very big yard to do a large haunt. As long as you weave things around back and forth, you can make it work. So now back to our regular scheduled programming. Kind of hard to see in the sun, but this little jumping spider gets everybody. They don't realize it's going to pop out. So this is Eddie's awesome build. It looks like just a coffin, but that's actually the entrance to our Dracula room. Here's the Dracula room. Got some pictures on the wall you can see all the way around. Got a coffin lit up in the middle with candles. Yeah, we got bats hanging. We got candles around the coffin. We have bats hanging in the ceiling. At night, this is lit kind of red. I'm gonna do the drop prop. As they walk this way, one of the first scares they get is a drop prop. So it looks like a picture, but it's a scare. Whoop, whoop. Next, you come into this little area. Not a whole lot going on here. It's just kind of a turnaround point. When you get in here, we got this creepy guy that kind of greets you. Right here in this little corner, we have a way where someone can stand there. They kind of look like a prop. They stand sideways, and they can actually do a scare. And as you come around this corner, we got this Reaper up here. We got skeletons down here. At night when this is all lit up, it's pretty creepy. Here's a dog. He's got a guy, big skeleton, helping the little skeleton. And if you look way up in the tree, way up there, there's another little baby skeleton up there. Then you're going from here into our biohazard area. We usually have a guy standing right here in a biohazard suit. The green on each side of this little bridge is lit up with green lights underneath so it glows. And that barrel has a skeleton in it, and there's a green glow that comes out of that barrel. And this guy's standing here. He's fake, but he's standing here to just greet you. And a lot of what we're doing in this haunt is trying to use fake props and real people and a combination of those so that people don't know what's real and what's fake. You come into this pop-up and we have a cool little scare here. Right here, it looks like you're just in this hallway, but as you walk next to this prop, again, it's just someone just holding up fabric, and people never suspect it. Then you walk out the door. The next thing you come to is as you pass by this shed, you can look in there and it's strobed and you hear the sounds of electricity, and there's someone sitting there and it looks like they're being electrocuted. The idea behind this scare is that we had 2 girls dressed in orange t-shirts that looked very similar. One was sitting in the electric chair, and as the guests would come by, she would say, "I'm gonna get you." And then she would hit a button on the remote, the lights would go out, and then all of a sudden the other girl would appear behind them and scare them. From there you come here and you come to kind of our werewolf area. You can see it says to stay back, but your only option is walk right next to it. Eddie built this prop. It's amazing. It has a little windshield wiper motor that makes this thing shake. So it shakes back and forth, and then there's this werewolf in here, and we have him all lit up along with a werewolf sound. At night it's creepy. And then we have an actor wearing a werewolf mask, and he either hides back here where Eddie is, or he's been known to hide. He literally gets behind this Reaper and he blends into the black. All our actors wear black, and then he comes out from behind the Reaper to scare. Next is kind of our pirate area. As you can see, this is our bar. pirate bar, I guess. This is our two little people sitting here drinking. Here's some people over here drinking. And then this is the bar. You can see the drinks up there. And as you walk by the bar, we have a scare built right there. It's weird how that scary guy is in every single prop. But anyway, the guy that's behind the bar is our Jack Sparrow type thing. Where's the...
Hello, mate.
There you go.
Like a drink?
Where's our little Jack Sparrow hat? So then from this, you have a little narrow tunnel. And then we have this little guy hanging up here. And then as you come around the corner, you're in the scene of a guillotine. And so we have a guy here dressed in the thing. He chops off the head. You got a prop standing here to scare you. We got this little thing. We have a reaper here, which I need to fix because he's facing the wrong way. We have this little pot that it's a cauldron that looks like it's boiling. Then you come from that into our bloody area. We have a person standing here. They have this nasty machete right here, and they're chopping things up.
Fresh is better. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe, cut off your toe.
We got this creepy guy. His eyes light up, and he's kind of intimidating because he's super tall. I don't think you can see him. Yeah, there you go. From here, you go into the graveyard. Right here is just a little hiding spot for our actors. We have a fog machine, and this whole area gets fogged. At night, this thing is super creepy. It's lightly lit, kind of has a glow to it. You got these candles going on. This little thing right here, as you walk by, he pops up and scares you. And this guy, usually, he's falling over right now, but he leans over and he's holding a lantern and has this mask on that Eddie's getting ready to hold up. So he has that mask on, and then he's leaning over and he's holding up the lantern over this little guy. So this prop is actually the jumping spider from Spirit Halloween that we revamped into this little Reaper guy. This little guy. So people kind of get close, and then this thing's triggered on motion to jump. Right here's our little skeleton. He's just hanging out there. Some really good tombstones, more lanterns. We put some stuff up there. I don't know if you can see this fabric. It's kind of just ambiance thing. When you come into this area, there's not a whole lot going on other than this Reaper, and he's noisy. He has a thing that we turn on him, and he makes a lot of noise. But in this, behind it, we have this little triangle space, and there's a little storage area, and also actors can hide back here where they then sneak out, slide in behind people, and can chase them or whatever. So here's this guy, another just a skeleton prop that's just hanging out as you walk by. His eyes glow red, and we have Christmas lights around him. So now we're going into a clown room. You come in here, and there's, in the dark, this has a black light in it, and we have a scare on both sides. Right here, and on this side right here. So the actors can hide in these corners. Just looking at it, and in the dark, you can't even tell there's plastic that creates those spaces. Right here's a little hay area. We were gonna have some scarecrows that lay here. Probably won't do that. We have enough actors, but we don't really have the setup quite yet to do it, but we may do it tonight, we'll see. So then you come here, and people don't know this, but right here is a guy with a chainsaw that's gonna come after you. But first, you start down this long exit, and you run. Yeah, I know. It's just a hedge trimmer, and you can see that it's unplugged. But in the dark, no one notices that. We use an amp, makes it really loud with a chainsaw sound, and then we don't have the exhaust fumes from an actual chainsaw bugging our guests. So we basically chase them down this hallway. There's lights up here that automatically flicker and make a bzz, bzz, bzz sound. This box you see on the left is actually protecting a hole in some gas meter and stuff like that, so we put that up so that people don't step on or get hurt. We may put an actor at the end of this who stands here. They'll have a chain and a knife in their hand, and the idea is we capture them between the chainsaw guy and themselves like they're trapped. Then we let everybody out. There's a big sheet there that's just blocking so people can't see up into our haunt, and you exit out into another little cemetery thing, and as you walk out, that's it, you're out of the haunt. So that's pretty much the walkthrough from our 2019 haunt. I promised you that at the end of the video I would show you a little more about 4 of the key props that we built for that haunt. The 4 props are the drop panel, the electric chair, the bar prop, and the guillotine. So let me share a little bit more about how we built each of those. The drop panel is pretty straightforward. It's just basically a sheet of plywood. I cut a hole in it where you see that picture and then frame some little boards around it. And then on the back side, it's a piece of wood that slides down. It's a gate latch that the actor releases to drop the panel. And then there's just some bearings that kind of help hold it in place. I got the idea from, of course, Stiltby Studios. So if you look at my description, you'll find a video link there that shows exactly how it can be built. For the electric chair, I just built a basic wooden chair. I stained it because I wanted it to look kind of older and weathered. The part that goes over the head is literally just a plastic bowl painted silver. And then you'll notice ankle straps and wrist straps in the final product. And those were made just big enough that an actor could slide their hands into the straps. The bar prop is framed up with 2x2s and then just has a thin layer of plywood over the outside. The door has little pieces of metal on it, and then it's magnets that hold it closed. And then the actor can push the door open, and then they have a little string that they use to pull it back. And then on the front of the prop, I used just Dollar Tree skeletons that I found, glued them right to the front, and then painted it up to look like what you're seeing. Again, the guillotine was mainly just framed up with 2x2s. The blade is actually just a board, a thin piece of board cut at a diagonal, painted silver. The top piece of the board that held the blade in place had little dowels going through it and slid up and down in a slot on each side. The way the guillotine head worked is we took a stuffed head and I put a wooden disc inside the head and then screwed into it an eye bolt. And then we had a little gate latch, and so we just rest the head with the hook into the little eye bolt, and the pressure of it would just hold it there. Then as the guillotine blade came down, which isn't really a blade, it was just a board, it would come down like this, and it would knock that little hook out of the way, and then the head would just fall off. And then it was very easy to reset that, re-put the hook for each time for the next group that came through. Well, thank you for watching my video. If you're enjoying these videos, please take a second, like this video, subscribe to my channel, maybe check out some of my other videos, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.